Well, I think it's a story that was always going to happen, Ian. To be honest with you, he'd always wanted to go to Real Madrid. It's the timing of it that's taken us all by surprise. Obviously, you played that clip with Jeff Shreves there. We were with Manchester United at the Champions League final. He was continually being asked that question. He knocked it back time and time again. But what the questions that I would like answered really was, what was the sequence of events? Did Ronaldo put in a transfer request? Has the bid been accepted by the Glazers first and foremost because it's a good financial deal for Manchester United? So Alex Ferguson's thoughts on it, whether he's had enough of this constant conjecture, is Ronaldo going to Real Madrid? So I think there's almost more questions than answers at the moment.
I suppose another question would be, well, Gareth Barry said he wanted to leave, but he wasn't allowed to. Why is Cristiano Ronaldo being allowed to leave?
Everybody has their price in, I guess, and £80 million is a phenomenal amount of money. But of course you do have to replace him, and who are the targets, how much will they cost, how much in the end will be seen as profit on the deal. And just as a side issue, what's the situation with Carlos Tevez, who seems to be on the verge of moving out, maybe to Manchester City? Are Manchester United now going to take up the option that they have on his contract because they're losing Ronaldo?
How on earth does one club afford to pay £59 million for one player and then the next week £80 million?
Yeah, that is a very good question. Where they get their funding from, I don't know. There's obviously Real Madrid is more than just a football club. It's an absolute way of life in the Spanish capital, and they always seem to get money when they're at their most vulnerable. And obviously the change of presidency has freed up some massive funds, whether they're doing it and going into huge debt, as is seemingly the way in football. Well, maybe there will be books to inspect at some point to see how they have done it. But it's where Ronaldo wants to go, and he's made no secret of that. And obviously the timing seems right from his point of view. And if an unhappy player is at a football club, it causes all sorts of consternation. So Manchester United have, I must say, they cut their losses. They're going to make a huge profit, but they are obviously prepared to accept the reality of Ronaldo's wishes and the fact that Real Madrid seem to be coming up with the funds. But what did Alex Ferguson say? Something about I wouldn't even sell them a virus or something along those lines earlier. Well, he's had to backtrack, it seems, if the deal goes through by the 30th of June, which I would think, given what's come out today, it will.
Yes, well, from what Manchester United is saying, and they won't give any further comment, they are stressing that it was the players' desire to leave, and it was nothing to do with them. As you say, every player has his price. How do you think this news will go down with supporters and also those involved with Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal?
Well, I think the latter, the rival clubs will think, well, that's great, isn't it? It's an opportunity, a Ronaldo-less Manchester United. But you know, there's always someone comes along. I mean, that's the great joy of football, isn't it? No one's indispensable. I suppose Ronaldo put himself nearly into that category. He has given fantastic service to Manchester United. We shouldn't forget that. I mean, the goals that he scored, particularly the season before last, where he just was unplayable, I think, for most of the opposition. United fans, well, I'm sure you'll be asking them through the day, but I mean, some of them will be really, really devastated by it, but others will say, look, we've had great players before. When Eric Cantona suddenly decided to quit, there was all sorts of feelings that United would never be the same, and yet they hit a very rich vein after that, and obviously having won a hat-trick of league titles in a row here, 2 Champions League finals in a row, you know, they've had a great period under Cristiano Ronaldo, but now there will be others, and that's the next question, really. Who are they going to spend the money on?
Absolutely. It'd be fascinating. Thank you, Martin.